Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. E. Sivanagi Reddy, former Director, National Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management, and currently working as CEO, the Cultural Center of Vijayawada. Let us discuss on the module Tourism Policy and Planning for the paper Tourism in India. After learning this module, you will be able to understand meaning and definitions of tourism planning and policy, understand the scope of field of tourism planning, India's tourism policies and development, major tourism committees and development initiatives, and 5-year plans of India and tourism development. Policy and planning is an essential aspect of tourism development in any part of the world. Every country has its own policy which will be launched by its premier or tourism minister. The policy document is a compass. It acts as a compass and it directs the development of tourism in the entire country or in the various regions of a country. Since the agricultural and industrial revolutions of the 19th century, countries have measured the wealth of nations mainly on the development and exportation of tangible goods like rail, road transportation, agriculture and livestock, automobiles and other vehicles. Innovation and development in ICT has led us with multi-use telephones, e-commerce tools within computer technology, digital cameras, high-definition television, and practical applications of satellite technology. For the tourism industry to survive and to be sustainable in future, it is vital to develop effective policy and planning. Let us examine the definition of tourism policy. Goldner and Ritchie define tourism policy as a set of regulations, rules, guidelines, directives, and development by promotion objectives and strategies that provide a framework within which the collective and individual decisions directly affecting long-term tourism development and the daily activities within a destination are taken. This definition is highly useful in most of the circumstances. Tourism policy and planning will drive the appropriate management techniques and tools essential for meeting emerging trends in tourism development. This all depends upon tourism supply and demand. The policymakers, planning officials, and stakeholders identify the emerging trends in tourism and adopt new measures that lead to orderly growth and quality products that benefit tourists and local communities. The key principle for any tourism policy is that it should ensure that the nation, region, or locality would benefit to the maximum extent possible from the economic and social contributions of tourism. The ultimate objective of a tourism policy is to improve the progress of the nations and the lives of its citizens. Need and importance. Planning is about allocation of scarce resources among competing needs and uses to optimize output, safety, income, employment, to ensure balanced growth of sectors, region, and economy. In other terms, planning is deciding in advance what is to be done in future. Planning is necessary to coordinate and synchronize the development of the different sectors to balance competing and sometimes conflicting claims on the same limited resource base to maximize the positive impacts of tourist development and minimize its adverse effects. Let us take India as an example. Until 1982, tourism was not given priority. When Government of India, Ministry of Tourism has launched a new tourism policy called the National Tourism Policy 1982, which gave a new impetus for the development of tourism with well-defined planning and policy guidelines. This policy, which also defined the government's initiative that to attract investments in tourism and also to define tourism destinations for various purposes of tourism activities. Henceforth, the tourism development was augmented in two ways. One, government has given directions how to develop tourism in different regions of the country based on the resources, whether it is natural, heritage, cultural or adventure. On the other hand, Government of India has given maximum support to its own undertaking, that is India Tourism Development Corporation, which was meant for exclusively creating tourist infrastructure. Now, let us see the development of tourism at the present day in major destinations of India, which is a result of National Tourism Policy 1982. Tourism planning serves as a bridge between the present situation and the future situation in a particular destination area. A definite course or method of action selected from among alternatives and in the light of given conditions to guide and determine present and future decisions. As tourism is a composite product with the involvement of different organizations and agencies covering regionally, nationally and internationally, having wide impact of socio-economic and culture. Hence, to have a smooth sail, planning in tourism becomes very essential and necessary. Tourism policy, along with giving guidelines for development and which yield positive results and impacts, it also hints the planners of tourism on the damages and the adverse effects that the tourism development gives. In this context, one has to refer to a particular tourism policy applicable in any area. To avoid destructive effect of tourism development and to conserve and preserve the natural resources, to prevent the unplanned tourism development, guidelines as mentioned in the tourism policy will definitely be helpful. To prevent the unplanned tourism development and also to ensure proper utilization of the finances so as to achieve maximum economic and other benefits such as generation of employment, generation of revenue, involvement of the local community and sharing the maximum revenue to the local communities, and at the same time we should also preserve the fragile environment, ecology, even though we open many natural areas for development of tourism. Major policy initiatives in India include: the Ministry of Tourism is the nodal agency for the formation of national policies. It coordinates all the activities of the central government agencies, state government undertakings and the private sector for the development and promotion of tourism in India. The first conscious and organized efforts to promote tourism in India were made in 1945 when a committee was set up by the government under the chairmanship of Sir John Sargent, the then educational advisor to Government of India. The development of tourism was taken up in a planned manner in 1956, coinciding with the second five-year plan. Let us examine the salient features of National Tourism Policy 1982. The objectives of the policy is to become a unifying force nationally and internationally, fostering a better understanding and preserving heritage and culture and projecting the same to the world. It also aims at bringing more positive socio-economic benefits in terms of employment, income generation, revenue generation, foreign exchange, etc. Given an opportunity to the youth of the country to understand the aspirations and viewpoint of others and helps in developing national integration and taking up activities for non-building and character building like sports, adventure activities, etc. National Committee on Tourism. In 1988, Planning Commission appointed a National Committee on Tourism under the chairmanship of Sri Muhammad Yunus, Trade Fair Authority of India, to prepare a perspective plan for development of tourism in India. The need for rearranging the existing organizational structure of the Department of Tourism and the need for an apex body called the National Tourism Board was emphasized by the committee. Tourism needs to be integrated into overall plans of the country and into area development plans. The setting up of a standing committee of tourism ministers for an integrated approach to tourism development and also to effectively associate the state governments. To ensure implementation of the recommendation, a national policy needs to be evolved, supported by a comprehensive legislation. Upgradation for development of human resource for the tourism sector was also a point highlighted. National Action Plan 1992 for tourism was presented to the Parliament in May 1992, outlined the importance of the industry in the global and national context, its effect on employment generation, foreign exchange earnings, etc. Recognized the great potential for the development of tourism and the tremendous scope for accelerated growth. The strategic objectives were improvement of tourism infrastructure, developing areas on a selective basis for integrated growth along with marketing of destinations to ensure optimal use of existing infrastructure. Restructuring and strengthening of the institutions for development of human resources, evolving a sustainable policy for increasing foreign tourist arrivals and foreign exchange earnings. These development activities fall under the control of various ministries like improvement in facilities at international airports, liberalized chartered flights, and open sky policy for routes on which Air India does not operate or operates in a limited fashion. National Tourism Policy 2002. The policy attempted to establish tourism's contribution in national development and its role as an engine of growth. In 2002, the action plan was finally translated into a tourism policy and it officially became a joint central state government concern. It suggested that tourism not only generates government revenue, foreign currency, optimal use of India's scarce resources, sustainable development, and high quality employment, especially to youngsters, women, and disabled people, and finally, peace, understanding, national unity, and stability. The policy aimed at increasing the number of domestic and international tourists. In 2002, launched an international marketing campaign called Incredible India to promote tourism in India at a global level by showcasing different aspects of Indian culture and history like yoga, spirituality, etc. The campaign was conducted globally and received appreciation from tourism industry observers and travelers. Let us also examine the 5-year plans of India and tourism development. This gives us a clue that when actually tourism development was also given a place in 5-year plans. The first 5-year plan from 1951 to 1956, concentration was mainly on the development of agriculture. In this first 5-year plan, tourism was not considered to be an important area for development. Second 5-year plan, 1956 and 1961. During the second 5-year plan, tourism schemes were aimed at providing accommodation, transport, and recreational facilities at important tourist centers, especially those situated in out-of-the-way places. Schemes for the development of facilities at a limited number of places visited largely by foreign tourists and development of facilities at a number of places of regional and local importance. The assistance was also extended for publicity in regional languages, particularly for the development of domestic tourism. Third five-year plan is really a milestone in the development of tourism in India. This action plan was in force between 1961 and 1966. An amount of rupees 8 crores was provided for the development of tourism. Nearly 4 crores were made available for the central government schemes of the tourism department. Fourth five-year plan from 1969 to 1974, tourism was credited with the employment creation and foreign exchange earnings. The role of tourism as an ambassador of peace, creating better communication with the neighboring countries, was recognized in the plan. For the first time, tourism was given status of export industry, suggested priority for development of tourism circuits. Steps were taken to attract the private sector into the field of creating infrastructure and its development. National heritage and historical monuments were proposed as areas of attracting tourists. The prime objective of the tourism business should be employment generation, income creation, revenue collection, and increase in foreign exchange earnings. Priority was also given for proper management of various historical monuments, religious places, and archaeological sites, which are the main attractions of tourists. The fifth five-year plan between 1974 and 1978 emphasizes on the integrated tourism development in selected tourist places. Provision for additional accommodation and other transport facilities was also made in the plan. Tourism promotion and marketing in overseas market was also given a place in the five-year plan. Sixth five-year plan between 1980 and 85. Tourism had become popular as an activity by this time. It generated number of social and economic benefits like international understanding, national integration, creation of employment opportunities, bringing out regional balance. It supported the local handicrafts and cultural activities. To encourage private sector, government provided loans through Industrial Finance Corporation for building hotels, etc. Government of India has constituted Tourism Finance Corporation of India TFCI, through which government channelized financial support to various private organizations and state governments. Seventh five-year plan between 1985 and 1990, the Planning Commission set up a National Committee on Tourism in July 1986. Identification of very highly productive destination, diversification of tourism, development of adventure tourism was the main aim of this particular five-year plan. Preserving national heritage through tourism was also another criteria mentioned in the five-year plan. Finding new visitors, that is, by way of marketing, we should invite maximum tourist visitation to Indian destinations. Tagging the tourism development with the social economic development was also emphasized in the seventh five-year plan. We have now examined the five-year plans and tourism development. During the first five-year plan, no mention of tourism development in any of the years, but the second five-year plan has identified tourism as a growth engine. From the third five-year plan onwards, Government of India has emphasized development through supporting various governments and private organizations. Thus, there is an impact of five-year plans for development of tourism is concerned throughout India. Eighth five-year plan between 1992 and 1997. In May 1992, Government of India organized the National Action Plan for Tourism Management. Importance was given to domestic tourism also. Middle income groups in domestic sector were targeted upon in this five-year plan. Ninth five-year plan between 1997 and 2002. The main concentration was given to tourism development in Northeast region for the first time. Sustainability of tourism by reducing the regional imbalance was the main emphasis of this particular 5-year plan. Involvement of local people in tourism development was considered as an important aspect of the plan to provide fullest satisfaction to the tourists through stability, security, and peace. This plan also gave importance to domestic tourism. During the 11th 5-year plan, Ministry of Tourism has sanctioned rupees 3,112.71 crores for 991 tourism infrastructure projects, including rural tourism and human resource development projects. It ensured the contribution of tourism in the development of remote and backward areas in the country and emphasized cleanliness at the tourism sites. 12th 5-year plan sanctioned a plan outlay of rupees 16,000 crore for tourism development against rupees 5,156 crores provided in the previous period. Ministry of Tourism envisages achieving foreign tourism arrivals of 11.24 million by the end of 12th 5-year plan period. The plan aims to achieve faster, more sustainable and inclusive growth and to adopt a pro-poor tourism aimed at eliminating the poverty and also active involvement of stakeholders in tourism development. To conclude, effective tourism planning and policy plays a very major role in the development and progress of tourism. Different policies and 5-year plans had immense impact on the development of tourism. Planning and policy generated government revenue and foreign currency, provided an optimal use of India's scarce resources, sustainable development and high quality employment. International tourists increased with well-planned promotional activities under the funds provided by various 5-year plans in India. To summarize, we have examined how tourism policy and planning had left an indelible mark on the development of tourism in India ever since the first tourism policy was launched. Coupled to it, the National Development Committee suggestions also added further growth and led tourism development in multiple leaps and bounds. Coupled to the above two initiatives, Government of India has also sanctioned financial support to various tourism projects through 5-year plans. Thank you.